Happy Vlogmas day 10. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Anyway, it's a reindeer or a moose, I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know what to do today. But this morning when we went out to do the chickens, we found out that Clover had died, unfortunately. I feel really bad. But she was old. She was born in 2015. So she'd been like 5 or something. Yeah, 5. Yeah. Yeah, so we had to bury her. We buried her under the second stone on our garden. We have to bury our animals under stones so foxes don't come and dig them up or anything. Also, Dottie don't want Dottie to do that. Buried her quite deep as well. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cook some noodles. It's actually lunchtime. Oh my gosh, it's actually the afternoon. Yeah, just been dealing with that this morning. I'm going to go have noodles because comfort food. And we'll see what we get up to today. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Okay, hi guys. So if you guys saw my video yesterday, you would have heard that my chicken Clover passed away. And I just thought I should, because like yesterday's video was more of a montagey thing of her life. Like it was just a few pictures and clips I had of her. Not all the pictures and stuff, just a few. And yeah, there are way more videos of her throughout all my YouTube videos. You could go back and see them. She was such a sweet chicken. Yeah, so she passed away yesterday on the 10th. Yeah, and she was 5.5, and the oldest chicken we've ever had was only 6, and they generally live between 3 to 6 years. So I was kind of expecting it to be soonish. I wasn't expecting it to be yesterday though. I was kind of thinking maybe like in the new year after Christmas, you know, because she was looking old and stuff. And we still have the chicken Silky who was living with her, so it was just her and Silky. So now Silky's on her own, which I'm kind of sad about. And Silky's actually 6 months-ish older than Clover, so Silky is our oldest chicken. Yeah. So I'm just kind of a little bit sad, but I was kind of expecting it, so it wasn't too much of a shock. I was like, she's getting old, you know? It's not like if she was only 2 and died, I'd be like, oh no, what happened, you know? She's probably just old. So we just went out to feed them, and she was just there, lying there. Won't go into too much detail, but it wasn't like a predator or anything. I was really worried about a predator getting her because I did want to bury her and not have to clean her up, if you know what I mean. Because we have had like foxes and stuff come in and take our chickens. We think maybe even a mink once when our rivers flooded, and they did flood a little while back, so I was worried about it then. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I mean, so there's a tiny clip, I'll try and put it up here somewhere, of where we buried her. So it's the second paving stone in on our garden, and it's like kind of next to the pond. I mean, she didn't really have a favourite place. We used to let her run around the garden, but then since getting Dottie, that would not have been a good idea. She would have been gone a long time ago if we had still let her out with Dottie. Yeah. My favourite thing was like we had her free, like running around the garden, and we'd lock her and Silky, her friend, up at night so foxes didn't get her. And she would come in through the cat flap. We have a cat flap in our back door, and she'd come and she'd jump through it, like she could push it open and jump through it. So she'd come in there, and there's a video yesterday's vlog, Vlogmas Day 9, where she comes in through the cat flap. I don't think I showed that in the video, but she was inside and she was squawking her head off, and I go into the bathroom and she laid an egg behind the bathroom door, and she did that quite a few times, and she used to lay them in the alleyway. It's like, she was so sweet. She used to come in. There have been pictures, which I couldn't put in my vlog, obviously, because they had my sister in them. But where Alana was watching TV and Clover just jumped up and sat on her lap and watched TV with her, which was so sweet. But I did think that I would be more sad than this, but I kind of expected it to happen, because we had a scare a few years ago where we thought Clover not had died, because I'll explain it. So we let them out in the day, we were cleaning out the shed, and we took an old rabbit hutch out of the shed, ready to go on the bonfire pile for our village bonfire thing. And so we all go out at dusk, like the chickens are running around the garden, the two, Clover and Silky, like they normally would. We're cleaning out the shed, put the stuff back in the shed, left the rabbit hutch and a few other things that were to go on the bonfire pile in our garden, and we were going to take it out the next morning. When my mum goes to lock Clover and Silky away, she can only find Silky. And so she's kind of worried. She goes, obviously looks in the shed, because we've had that door open and then we shut it. So she looks there, she looks around the garden, we couldn't find her. I think it happened on 2 occasions, but this one's kind of the craziest one. So we're looking for her everywhere, and we couldn't find her. No, my mum and then my dad tried to find her. No one could find her. They couldn't find her. So I heard them tell my sister, because they didn't want to tell me, which is why I'm so glad that when Clover did die yesterday, it went down the way it did, because I was so nervous that my mum would keep it a secret from me and not tell me straight away, which I'd rather know straight away than a few days later or a little later, so I could deal with it and do what I wanted to do with Clover, which was bury her. That's what I decided to do, bury her under a stone and choose the place and stuff. So they're looking, and then I overhear them tell, I think it was Casey. Yeah, it was either Casey or Charlie. I think it was Casey. They're like, we can't find Clover, like, can you get a torch? Let's go out and look with the torch. And I run down, I can hear them talking. I didn't really hear what they said. But I'm up just on the landing, and they're down in the kitchen. So the landing's like up here, and then you go round and up. And so I was like in, round and up. And I hear them like whispering. I'm like, I run down the stairs and I'm like, what's happened to Clover? I knew. And they're like, we can't find her. And so I run out into the garden, and we're searching everywhere. We searched for maybe half an hour or an hour more. And our garden's pretty small. We searched everywhere. Obviously, except from where she was. But, yeah. And then, so I run upstairs, and I'm crying so much, because I know that if she's out overnight, there's the slightest chance, the slightest chance that we will find her again. If she's out overnight, she's probably gone. By whatever, a fox probably. And so I'm panicking, and we had to go to bed I went to bed thinking my chicken was dead, or at least going to be dead. It was a few years ago, quite a few years ago, I think. Maybe 2 to 3 years ago. Anyway, I'm crying. I went to sleep, I think. But then we got up the next morning, went to open Silky. And Charlie's kind of I don't want to let Silky out, what if she goes missing, because that's his chicken. And so we just, we just open her, and then we hear Clover, and I'm like, oh my god, I can hear her, she's alive. And we're looking everywhere. And then Alana goes, oh yeah, I locked her in the rabbit hutch. I'm like, you what? You what? You locked her in the rabbit hutch so she was safe? But she was locked in this old rabbit hutch, which luckily it didn't happen, but a fox could have easily got into. It wasn't that secure because it was old and kind of damaged and stuff. But she was locked in there. And obviously when we went to lock them up, Alana was already asleep, so you couldn't really ask her. And she was like, yeah, I locked Clover in the rabbit hutch. And we're like, Alana. And I don't know how old she was. She was like 2 or 3. She just picked Clover up, put her in the rabbit hutch. Yeah. So that was when I thought my chicken was dead the first time. Because, yeah, I went a whole night thinking that she was gone. And then I think it happened once where we couldn't find her and she was hiding under the water butt. We had this, like, we still got it actually, but we hopefully might move it soon. In our alleyway out to the garden, we've got this concrete slab thingy, paving stone, and it's got like 2 or 3 bricks under it, and so it's got like, it's like that high off the ground or something. And it's got a water butt on it which catches the rainwater, and you can use it for watering plants and stuff. We found her under there, and she'd made a nest and she'd laid a load of eggs under there. That we lost her briefly then. But yeah, they're just some fun memories. I've got a TikTok, Clover HLHS, and on one of my TikToks there is a video of Clover where she is hiding in a bush in our garden, which is quite cute. I like that video. I was watching it the other day. Well, yesterday. Yeah. There's a lot of different things that Clover used to do. Like, I'd literally just take her up to my room and she'd stay in my room. She probably pooped on me a number of times. Yeah, she was a really good chicken. I don't think it still hit me that she's gone. But yeah. But yesterday she didn't look like Clover, you know. Or, yeah. Hey, Dottie. What's up? Is there something in the garden? What is it? What's wrong? Should I come with you? Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell and comment down below if you've had any of these experiences with your pets. I need to go see what she's barking at. It's probably something in the garden. Hopefully not. It's not a fox. Please no fox. Bye!